Hello, hello, Julie Bartkus here, and I want to come to you with this quick video to help you experience a workplace transformation. I've been transforming workplaces for more than 20 years, and I'm delighted to share these quick tips with you. Today, I want to talk to you about exponential growth within your team. And as I was reflecting upon how we get our staff to grow, I was thinking about the movie, What About Bob? Do you remember that movie with Bob, played by Bill Murray, and Dr. Leo, played by Richard Dreyfuss? It was such a cute film. And ever since I saw it, it always makes me think about how we have to navigate through change in our organizations. And Bill Murray was played the character of Bob, and he was not able to really function through life. And he had difficulty thinking about the big picture and had a lot of anxiety when it came to how do I get on the elevator? How do I leave the building? How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I navigate through all these different situations? And Dr. Leo, who was played by Richard Dreyfuss, said, you've got to take baby steps. Don't think about leaving the building. Think about opening the door. Think about stepping through the door. Think about walking down the hallway. Think about getting into the elevator. So he broke it down for Bob into these incredibly small steps so that Bob could successfully navigate leaving his office to getting out of the building. And that's the same thing that we have to do with our team. We have to be thinking about baby steps, not the big thing you want them to do. We've really got to be breaking it down into small incremental steps that they can easily navigate through. And when I'm on site with teams, I'm often told, hey, Julie, we've got some shy staff here. Don't challenge them in any big way to do anything out of their comfort zone. They'll just shut down. And I think about their request and they say, well, maybe there's an alternate activity these staff members can participate in. And I think to myself about that and I go, okay, yeah, I could let them out of the activity or I could give them an alternate activity. But instead, I want to really see the entire team grow together. So I think about the whole outlay of our time together from the first day to the second day to however long it might be. And I break things down, just like Dr. Leo, into baby steps. So when I first start my program, team members will come to me and say, please don't call on me. Or they've got that look in their eyes where you could see they just don't want to be called on. And what I want to do is walk them through baby steps of taking the next step. So we'll do introductions. They'll be at their seat and it's uncomfortable for them and their palms are sweating, but they navigate through it. And then I might have them with a team of people stand up just right at their chair, right at their seat. So next step, you're at your seat, then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to stand up at your seat. And they're talking about a concept or an idea. And then the next thing I have them do is that they're standing up and they're making a solo presentation at their seat without even realizing that they just did this. And then by the end of our time together, they're at the front of the room navigating through an idea, sharing a success idea, whatever it might be. And I prompt them to do this through baby steps. Come on up to the front of the room, write something on the whiteboard, say one word. And we keep making this journey and keep expanding upon it. Little baby step, little baby step, little baby step, little baby step. Because it's really easy to say, Julie, we have a Zoom meeting and nobody participates. People turn their cameras off. They feel uncomfortable. So it's about how do we baby step through this, just like in the movie, What About Bob, to get to the end result of what you want to accomplish. And if we could take people in a live event and transform their behavior to just saying their name makes their palms sweat, to by the end of our time together, they're up at the front of the room making a solo presentation, you can do the same thing with your staff. But you've got to be thinking in terms of baby steps. And baby steps improve confidence. Baby steps need to be celebrated and acknowledged, and baby steps need to be grown on. So never do we let somebody out of an activity or say, okay, never mind, you don't have to participate. It's kind of like that kid in gym class who gets called on last to be a part of a team. You remember those days? Or am I dating myself? But I was often that kid. And if I wasn't called on last to be a part of that team, I was called maybe second to last or third to last. And it really kept shooting my confidence down, saying, oh gosh, nobody even wants me to be a part of their team. And I understood it because there were things that I'm just not naturally good at. Athleticism is one of them. But we don't want our staff to be like those kids to where they get left behind because they can't fully do this activity where other staff members can. So you want to have a greater level of expectation for your staff, and you want to help them baby step and celebrate those milestones every step of the way. This will lead for exponential growth within your team member, as well as huge growth for your business or your organization. In the long run, it will lead to greater levels of confidence. And if we could pull our team up in the same direction with every staff meeting or with every training, people are going through different phases and different steps, you're going to be in a much better position to help them navigate some really difficult situations that they may come across in their employment with you. I'm Julie Barkus. If you've benefited from this tip, please leave me a like or a comment, and I'll gladly come back with more videos. But remember, and what the heck, while we're here talking about this, watch the movie What About Bob, featuring Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss, and think about the concept of baby step-in, and look at where Bill Murray started in the movie Bob, and look at where he ended. So it was a transformational relationship between the two. And always think with your staff, they're never going to do this, they're not going to do this. Think about breaking it down into bigger baby steps, or I should say, into smaller baby steps. Celebrate them walking through that step and then move on to the next one and go, okay. Because sometimes people just can't get to that end place that you want them to hop to. They've got to baby step. And we do this during live retreats, live programs all the time. And I am so inspired by the person who comes up to me and says, Julie, please don't call on me. Please don't make me talk by myself. And I don't. But they challenge themselves throughout that entire program. And by the end of our time together, they're standing up, making a presentation. And yes, they might be shaking in their shoes, but you know what? They broke out of their comfort zone. They broke beyond their blocks and their self-limiting beliefs to step into a bigger area of growth for themselves that's going to propel them forward. And that just makes my heart sing when I see that in our less than confident staff really soaring and excelling. And that's what they really want. They want to get better. So we have to empower them to take those baby steps instead of enabling them to stay stuck. I'm Julie Barkus. I'll be back with more. Thanks for tuning in. And please leave me a comment or a like, and that will just encourage me to come back sooner. Talk to you soon. Bye. Remember, baby steps. Key to success.